What's up, everyone? Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardo Dudley Jr., I'm Wilson Tarpey Jr., and the Wizards facing the Bucks for the second time this week. They fall to the Bucks 131-128. The Bucks made franchise history tonight. Is This is the first time that they had three players reach 30 points in the same game. Sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, what have you, but history's history. Gotta say for who in the third, but also, prayers of Chris Middleton. Hope for him for a speedy recovery. I know he left the game tonight after 13 minutes. I think they said because of left Achilles tightness, and we know he's coming off an injury. He just started kind of get back to being himself. So hopefully he gets back and it's nothing, and they put him out for precautionary reasons, and it'll be fine in the long run. As far as his game goes, you have to appreciate the fight from Washington yet again. But Cardell, you were talking about their issues of closing out games the last time we were on here. I think one of the slight differences late in this one was we saw ties with the ball a little bit more to make the decisions. However, down the stretch as a whole, just some missed opportunities. You had I think it was an out of bounds play. You had Landry Shamet come off clean. Looked like he rushed a three. Don't know if he expected to be as open as he was coming off of that. But he had a pretty good night as well. But Washington got a lot of production out their bench tonight. A ton of production out their bench. That's it. Cardell, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Once again, just kind of similar to the last two games. Played a great 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, and late in the game, what they say, bad teams gonna find a way to lose, and that's what you keep seeing. These all the last 3 games should have been wins, but late games, last 5 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever, clutch. The other team just executed. That's what the Bucks did, man. They executed, man. Brook Lopez absolutely murdered him inside. He's the big reason why they pulled out this win. Um, they have to figure out how to make plays when it matters most, and that's late in the game. They really have to. At least they're playing better. They're in position to win, whereas before they just got blown out. But which is encouraging. They're moving in the right direction, as you can see. But they got to close these games, man. They have to. We can keep harping on the defensive thing, man. Ain't much we can say. I sound like a broken record because it sounds like I talk about defense a lot. Even when I'm talking about college and all the other levels, but it's seriously lacking these days, man. You got 3 players that had 30 plus. Whew, that's tough, man. That's tough. And Brook Lopez, he's a big reason why the Bucks outscored them in the paint 72-58. And keep in mind, the Bucks shot horrible from three. They were 9 for 31. Imagine if they hit their threes. They kind of made up for it at the free throw line. They were 26 to 33, talking about the Bucks, and the Wizards was 17 to 21. And that's why they were able to win. They got easy points. They scored inside, and they got to the line, especially late. That's why they were able to pull out. Landry Shamet, I don't think he rushed. I just think he missed bad. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He had a wide open look. Couldn't ask for a better look. And Wes Unseld drew up a hell of a play. And, he's capable. He had a good game. He's 15 points, 6 of 11, 3 of 7 from deep. 3 of 6 from deep up before that shot. Why not? He had it going. Obviously, they're going to key in on Kispert. He's the resident marksman for the Wizards. They're not going to let Kuz and Pooh try to get it. So he was the guy. And he can hit those shots because we've seen him hit it throughout the season. He just missed bad on that. They got to play better in the fourth. And on both ends, they have to execute better, manage the game better offensively, get smarter shots. But defensively, man, they got really tight now. It's like every 4 quarters when they're playing better defensively, whereas they're not giving up as many 40-point quarters or something like that. But when the 4th quarter comes around, here comes the 40-point quarter. And that's usually the difference in the game. And it's like clockwork, man. It's tough, man. It's tough because they're right there. Just little things, the little details, man. Keeping them out the paint mostly. Not defending without fouling. So they won't go to free throw and get freebies where they can control the game off that. Taking good shots, making your shots when you get those good shots in the clutch. That's that's also as important. So just another tough loss, man. But they are heading in the right direction. You can't knock it. I know Kuz was a little off today. Denny, man, and especially when you ain't had no Koulibaly, man, that kind of hurt. You know what I mean? So, and for that to be the case, you still play a championship-minded, championship-oriented, goal-driven team. Uh, it speaks volumes. They head in the right direction, man. But you are what your record says. It's your 2-13 point. It's just about let's just get a win. And then build on that. Taking one game at a time. Let's just get a win. And unfortunately, they don't have much time to be depressed or be down on themselves because you got the Hawks coming to town tomorrow. Such is life in the NBA. So, you got to get it together, man. So, but they knocking on the door, man. That is encouraging because what we saw for the first was it 15. This the 15 game for the first 12, 11 games. It was bad. It was just like y'all acting like y'all don't even want hoop. So if that's the case, y'all can forfeit. Make something happen, man. Why waste time? I'm just saying, why waste everybody's time? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of the team flying in if y'all gonna just show up and just get beat down? But they're right there, man. They just gotta fix the little things and fine tune the little things, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, like you said, that late game execution is something they're gonna have to figure out. Like every time there's opportunity to capitalize, they find a way to stumble in those social situations. And the past 4 games been a great, or 3 games been a great example of it. Brook was outstanding tonight. You've been saying for the last couple of years, Bigs are on the way back. Bigs are on the way back. Brooks been here for a while. Brooks added some stuff to his game. One of the things that never left Brook Lopez is he's been an outstanding post scorer for much of his life. And we saw a lot of that tonight. I know he hit 4 threes, but a lot of that, I think they probably my favorite tonight was a nice little step through on the right block. I think midway through the fourth quarter. Just good old fashioned post work. You mentioned Dame and Giannis, obviously, and they had to do the heavy lifting because their bench didn't give them anything. Washington's bench gave them a lot, which again it goes back to what you were saying. If maybe it's 130-point score, you might win this game. They didn't get anything from their bench. They got 90. I'm sorry, I think it was more than 90. 90 plus from those 3. They got 100 points from those guys. 31, 30, 39. They got that much from those 3. I love that Tyus was a bit more aggressive tonight. I think the most aggressive he's been shooting the rock as a Wizard so far tonight, which is a good thing. Also, a couple steps in the right direction. I was encouraged that he had the ball late, which is something, Cardell, you and I were talking about the other night. And while they didn't capitalize on every possession, they capitalized more than they did. It was a step further in the right direction late than it was in past games. One of the things came to mind. I think it was after he missed the 3. He had one where he knifed down the lane because there was an opening, old-fashioned 3-point play. A little delay to hit Shamet cut into the cup. He got an old-fashioned 3-point play. Just little things like that. And I think it took a little bit of pressure off Kuz and Poole late. Also, Poole has to find a way to stay on the floor. He had 5 personal fouls today. Weren't horrible. You were active, but you got to find a way to stay on the floor. And a lot of that got to do with what you're doing on defense.
And he was cooking attacked. Too.
Yeah.
This is to me his best game as a Wizard.
I agree wholeheartedly.
This is his best game, man. But like you said, and this is why I emphasize defense. You talk to the young, look, man, if you cannot play defense or for whatever reason, if you just don't want to, if you're not disciplined, or you just don't want to compete on that end, it's brutal in the league. Like they're vicious with it. They not only target you, they trying to get you up off the floor, and they don't hesitate. And you can't hide. They will screen and roll all day, run the shot clock down until they get the matchup they want, and go at your head. And if you don't hold up, you don't hold up. And if you can't hold up, you won't be on the floor much longer. And you can't hide, man. It's only so long you can hide, especially with a team with all this talent, man. So you're right. You're absolutely right. Not just him, Gav too. But Gav fight now. He fight for his life. He's an undersized big.
That's why I let him go tonight.
He fight for his life, man, and he has been all season, man. Tip your hat to him. He competes, man.
You got to deal with Brooke and then Giannis when he's sliding through there, trying to destroyer of worlds types on a drive. But yeah, with Jordan, like you said, he was cooking. Milwaukee couldn't find an answer on the perimeter to deal with them. And you talk about him playing his best game that he's played. I agree wholeheartedly. I like the fact that he got to the line 9 times instead of settling for some of the bad shots he's taken in the past. Yeah, 9 for 20. Don't care about that. I thought he took good shots. Also, you actively did something other than taking shots tonight. There's been far too many games through the first, 15 now? We've seen it was literally, did Jordan shoot the ball efficiently or not? Because there weren't other stats up there. 5 boards, 7 assists. You were active tonight. This is why the foul trouble hurt more. There was a part of that game, I think, in the third quarter, he had to go out because he picked up his 4th. That little chunk of action, who knows what happens, how the third quarter closes if you stayed on the floor. They did not have an answer for you. You were getting into the paint whenever you wanted to. You either ended up at the free throw line or you hit a floater. That was the 2 options. But like Cardell said, man, the league doesn't play. Milwaukee made it their business to get you up out the floor. So they didn't have to worry about that anymore. And they did it until you came back in the game late because for offensive defenses, substitutions and whatnot. But yeah, I was encouraged by the bench. It's a step in the right direction, man. But again, going back to what you said, why do we have to waste the first, 10, 11 games or whatever to do this?
Yeah, he's right. And I gotta give Corey Kispert a big shout out to. He had a monster, man. He 6% from deep, man. If it wasn't for his 3-point shooting, Bucks win it by double digits easily. So he had some bombs, man. 20, 25, man. Like I said, he's a resident sniper. So that's the one skill that got him in the league, and he's progressing in all other aspects, man. But it comes back to the little things, man. And until the Wizards prove otherwise, if the game is close, it favors the opposing team right now. It just does.
And again, it's until they change it. But what's encouraging is, was this the 3rd straight game? You're there. Like, do the little things. Make the corresponding plays to get you the dub. But player of the game, Big Brooke. I think this was easy. X factor for tonight.
I could go with Dame. 31, 10 to 7 on 11 to 18. To me, this is his best game as a Buck. Starting to get in rhythm. But I also got to give Malik Beasley a shout out. He had some big shots late. Well, not late, but in the second half. But 11 rebounds for a guard. You get in there.
Yeah, I'll go with where you were going. I was probably leaning initially thinking about Beasley because late in the game, it was like he had 2 of his 4 offensive rebounds were huge for them because they were going back and forth. Like I think it was 22 lead changes a game, what have you. All 4 of his offensive rebounds, I believe, led to points. I know 2 of the 4 off the top of my mind did, and it was big because they had the bigs boxed out on those possessions. It was just Beasley crashing and getting the board. Right. But big opportunity for them. As you said, they got the Hawks tomorrow night. Get through some of these comments. Blizzy Baby said these guys, I bet you Cardell, Ray, and Wilson 10 and 72. Your second comment. Go ahead, Cardell, if you wanted to comment.
That's tough. It's trending that way for damn sure. You can't even 2 and 13. Man, like it's bad. It's bad right now. You got to take the positive, obviously, because they can't quit on themselves or whatever. But the last 3 games to show promise. Where if y'all was playing like this to begin with, y'all reckon wouldn't be nearly as bad.
Mm-hmm. Even if you weren't 500, you're far closer than you are right now. Yeah. If this was the effort continually to this point. Who knows? By this point, maybe you would have figured out some of the late game stuff if this is how the season started. Who knows? They get a pass for post Thanksgiving. Hope y'all have a good one. Nah, you don't get a pass. Nah.
This big boy league.
Nah. College, I can maybe entertain it, but nah.
No, I just saw Phoenix get a win. No KD, no Brad Beal, Devin Booker, 40.
They won by double digits over Memphis.
They beat the hell out of them boys.
Yeah. What's going on, Jamil? My patience is all anybody can have, no matter what direction this ends up going. The button's been hit, so
Yeah.
it's just, will they make it competitive? Are they gonna be competitive during this time or not? And that's it. The last 4 games and whatnot is all that we've been. All I think anybody here has been asking for. It's just that. I don't care if they were 5 games under 500 or whatever, but if this was the effort, I feel like everybody can agree. It's been a noticeable difference the last 4 games and whatnot.
Yeah.
From that the first 9 or 10 or what have you. I'm done with this team every single season. I only love this team because Brad and Wall. Yeah, it's a new day as far as that goes. So, might as well learn some French. Watch Bilal and company and see what this regime ends up doing, man. But you can always get on YouTube and turn back the clock. Remember the whole time. I don't know.
Yep, it's not reality right now, my man. So we knew what it was coming in. We just thought they would compete a lot harder outside these last few games. So, that's the thing.
But again, as Cardell said, heading in the right direction. We'll see how that pans out tomorrow night. Got a familiar foe. You taking on Atlanta. And we'll see you guys then. Y'all have a good one.